Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is, well, what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Toge Inumaki? Now, before I go on any further, I know I have been sick for about... So when is my sickness started? Since Thursday, well, last Thursday, and it's Monday, and I'm still sick. The problem is, well, my throat doesn't hurt, and it doesn't sound like I'm fucking Court Husband's fucking bootleg version of him. But for real, I don't know. My voice was just deep the whole time, thanks to a sore throat. But yeah, or not thanks to it. Well, yes, thanks to a sore throat, which sucks. I couldn't record for 4 days. Yeah, 4 days entirely. But I guess I got to relax and watch anime. But whatever. But of course, before I go on any further with that, or whatever bullshit I'm talking about, yes, this is part 2 of this what if. And since, well, I might be coughing a little bit there and there throughout this video, it's just if I keep talking for long periods of time, because I have tried to do that yesterday, because, well, a sibling was asking me way too many damn questions, even though I was sick that half the damn time. I was coughing up more, mostly a lot. I was coughing up goddamn storm, but not the point. I do have cough drops. If I do cough a lot, I'm going to get water and probably get a cough drop, and yeah. But other than that, let me begin to the what if, and let me shut the fuck up, and yeah, okay. Other than that, let's go. So we go into, well, Toge, who's Naruto, being brought along with this girl with kind of bluish hair. She seems to be a little bit taller than, well, Naruto. Naruto seems to be only like 5'1", while this girl seems to not be 5'1", 4'9", because this is only what's it called? Well, I'm gonna say 11-year-old Naruto, or did I say 11? I don't remember. Yeah, when he kind of just started the academy, so this is 8-year-old Naruto. So of course, well, he's being brought along by this girl who kind of seems a little bit taller than him. So yeah. Toge is kind of a small person. He's not that short. But then again, he's a little bit shorter than what's it called? Yuji, I think so. I don't remember his height, but I think if I remember right, I think he was shorter than Yuji. But yeah, and Panda is just taller than everyone because he's a panda. Panda. But not the point. Of course, well, Naruto is being brought with, well, this girl. Of course, this girl is, well, not turning around to look at Naruto. Mostly he has him from the arm and just dragging him. And this is where, well, Naruto, he is kind of going towards a place that he kind of remembers since he was a 6-year-old. It's this kind of compound that has very, like, how should I say, it has pillars, but these pillars are kind of like icy, very bluish color. It's a very brightish bluish color. And the deeper you go into, well, kind of the compound, the pillars kind of became a darker blue, but not the point. Of course, the outside looks to be a lightish blue, but the inside is a darker blue. But yeah, of course, the inside's colder. It's colder than outside, but yeah. Of course, well, Naruto remembers this place when he was 6 years old. This girl kind of brought him towards a compound that was hers. And of course, they did talk for a while. Of course, after a while, well, I mean, they only could talk for that one day before Naruto had to go back towards his, well, what's called apartment. And could never actually visit again towards her compound. Of course, he's trying to remember her name. He's trying to remember, but can't remember exactly because it's been 2 years. And, well, Naruto just had to basically learn how to talk, well, without using voice that much. He has to actually become a mute somewhat. But because the fact of his curse technique is able to kind of use curse speech. Yes, curse speech is a thing in this world. It's just Naruto's curse speech is kind of mixed with curse energy and also chakra based. So yeah. And also his stand. And yes, I did give him a stand, and you know what it is? It's Echoes. Is Echoes going to be able to change from Act 1, 2, and 3? I know someone's going to ask me that. Just like how, what's it called? JoJo's, well, Johnny Joestar? Is it Johnny Joestar? Like part 7, he's able to change his act from his stand to, what's it called? Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and Act 4. is Echo's going to be doing that? I know someone's but like I said, kinda. I might be doing it, or maybe, I don't know. I'm still not that far in thinking, but yeah. But other than that, let me go back into this what if. Of course, the word, well, Naruto is in this compound, and of course, the word Naruto, look at this compound, it's very beautiful, like the last time he saw it. The flowers and kind of like the green and nature and all that, and all this here. Mostly the outside, there's a pond and all that. Well, the pond seems to be a little bit icy lake. It's not mostly like flowing, it's kind of like icy a little bit, but yeah. Of course, around it, instead of having this greenish, luscious, like natural color, like nature color, it's actually icy blue. The flowers are actually a icy type. It's called ice flower, and it only grows in this compound. Okay, damn. Sorry about that. I should pause the video, but not the point. Of course, this ice color, like, of course, it's mostly near like all the what's called like flowers. Even the trees are kind of, the leaves are bluish color, but yeah. Of course, if the leaves do fall down, it kind of just hits the ground and it does shatter because it's made out of ice. But yeah, blah. Of course, well, Naruto, he's looking around. Of course, he's seen this before when he was 6 years old, and it still looks so beautiful as ever. This is where, well, when he keep walking, of course, the girl has let go of his arm, and of course, this is where, well, Naruto is like keep walking, behind her, and this is where she stops. And this is where before, well, Naruto could actually stop, he actually smashes into her, mostly push her and back, well, mostly forward. This is where she kind of turns around, not with this angry expression, it's just confusement. Naruto has this very confused look and just confused in why they stopped. This is where, well, this person doesn't have an angry look. She instead has this kind of passionate kind of look of confusement a little bit, but yeah. Gentle at the same time, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto's right now on the ground, and of course, this is where she kind of decides to mostly give him a hand. And of course, Naruto does get up. This is where, well, I said Naruto was 4'9" at being 8 years old. So this girl's actually 5'1" at, well, not 5'1", mostly 5. So she's a little bit taller than Naruto, but yeah. Or, wait. No, she's actually, what's it called? Not 5. She's actually, 4'11", but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto is confused, and this is where, well, she looks at him and just kind of smiles at him, and this is where she starts going into her gentle voice. Hello there, Naruto-kun, or not Naruto-kun, Togo-kun. Welcome towards my compound. You do remember who I am, right? This is where Naruto didn't want to offend her or anything, and this is where Naruto tries to remember her name but can't really. And this is where, well, she knows that, well, Naruto can barely talk half the time, so of course she gives him a paper and it just says, write my name then. This is where Naruto goes, shit. This is where, well, before anything else happens, someone walks, well, mostly through a hallway, because they are in the compound, and of course Naruto's a little bit freezing, but not that much thanks to his, what's it called, scarf that's on his face mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto is kind of scared and to just kind of remember her name because he can't really remember her name, okay? So this is where, well, they hear kind of steps and walking towards them, and this is where, well, Naruto and this girl kind of turns towards, well, mostly the left of them, and mostly they see a man who kind of has like this bluish grayish kind of like beard. It's kind of like yeah, not grayish, it's mostly what's it called, bluish, like a lightish bluish and all that, beard and all that, short beard. And of course it worked well. He has a mustache and all that, but yeah, of course it worked well. He has this short bluish hair and all that. Mostly kind of looks, and not that. Sorry about that. He also has what's it called, a tuxedo suit. He's wearing like a tuxedo. It's like a dark blue tuxedo. The bow tie, not bow tie. The tie is actually black, and of course, The tuxedo I should mention is kind of a dark blue, but with white stripes. But yeah, like going vertical. Yeah. So yeah, going vertical. Of course, the pants are kind of a, I would say a, you know what? Yeah, dark blue, a darker blue than the actual blue that he's wearing. It's mostly royal blue that he's wearing on the tuxedo. The pants are kind of a darker blue, but yeah. Does it work? Well, Naruto's confused in who this man is, but can remember somewhat in this man's kind of, just remembers a little bit, not much. This will work well. Naruto is confused, but of course it worked well. The man says, "Ah, hello there, Togo-kun. How have you been?" He said in such a, well, nice tone and all that, friendly tone. And of course, his voice was deep, but it wasn't that deep. This is where, well, Naruto kind of doesn't talk, and even with the call, this man notices. And of course, this is where, well, Naruto is having the piece of paper, and of course, this is where, well, the older man noticed what was it called his daughter's trying to do, and this is where, well, he then says, "Estef-chan, what are you doing towards Togo-kun?" This is where, oh, Naruto starts writing on the paper really fast. He realized that that's the name, and that's a clue. Because, well, what's it called? The older man kind of did tell, what's it called? SF-chan. And of course, SF-chan did kind of, well, mostly, I'm not a Chan. Mostly SF kind of turns around and says, "I'm just doing stuff. What do you want?" She kind of looked away, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, he did wink his, well, he did close one of his eyes, just wink at Naruto, just so Naruto can remember her name and write it on a piece of paper. This is where Naruto thanked the man, but yeah, this is where SF realized one thing, and this is where she kind of gets angry at her father. This is where, well, SF sighs and says, "Whatever." This is where, well, Naruto doesn't talk, and of course, this is where he writes on the paper saying, "Hello there, what's their name?" He kind of just writes that on the paper. This is where, well, the older man says, "Oh, my name? You can call me, well." This is where, well, his name is Kyokaso Frosimo. And of course, this is where, well, Naruto kind of understands the older man's name. And of course, what it just means in English is just called permafrost, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, sorry about that. Of course, Naruto nodded and says, This is where, well, Kyokaso does kind of ask Naruto and if Togo is actually his real name. Because before, what's it called, we go into a flashback of before when he freezes the paper and dissolves it, he kind of noticed Naruto's name. It wasn't actually Togo, the name that he kind of told Estef. Mostly it was named Naruto Uzumaki. This is where, Kyokaso kind of wanted to make sure if that was correct. Naruto kind of was scared and actually writing his name, and his hand was kind of shaking. This is where, well, Naruto decides to still write Togo because, well, fuck it. He doesn't want people to hate on him, and especially when he's not in, well, that grave territory. If they know his actual real name, he doesn't know what will actually happen. He doesn't know if he has to actually use this, what they call, voice. This is where, well, Kyokazu says, "Is that true? I thought your name was Naruto Uzumaki." Naruto rolling his eyes. And of course, SF was confused and just looking, well, back at her father and back at Naruto. And this is where she was confused. And this is where Naruto, he was scared. His hands were shaking. Of course, he tries to look stoic. But of course, it wasn't. This is only an 8-year-old Naruto. This is where, well, the older man snapped his fingers and says, "You know, for lying to me about your name, I should probably arrest you, shouldn't I?" This is where he snapped his fingers, and this is where guards actually appear, mostly these kind of clan guards. This is where it's mostly for his own clan, because yes, SF is from a clan, and even him, this older man. And this is where these guards are kind of wearing this armor, and this armor is kind of like dark blue. This is where Naruto freezes. This is where, well, Naruto, he doesn't know what to do. This is where SF says, "Wait, father, wait." This is where, well, before SF even got in the way, this is where, well, her legs froze and realized that it's her father's ability. This is where, well, Kakamasu says, get him. This is where the guards rush at Naruto, and this is where Naruto's hand just froze. But this is where, well, he couldn't take any chance. So, of course, this is where, well, he grabbed his, his scarf, pull it down, and of course, scream the first word that came up to him. Ignite! This is where, well, his, yes, also, bad idea for me to scream. But yeah, he screams out ignite, and this is where all the guards ignited into burst into flames. Only their armor was actually affected. Naruto didn't want to fully affect their kind of, what's it called, skin, but of course, their armor started igniting to fire. This is where Naruto realizes this is the greatest dispersion, and of course, this is where he jumps away. Of course, this is where, well, he kind of slips, but this is where, well, he grabbed himself and pulled himself up. Right now, kind of being on a crouched position, and of course, having his hand right now on the ground. This is where, well, let me just say his name. Kyokatsu says, interesting. Very interesting. Interesting indeed. This is where, well, it's the fire in her eyes. The guards aren't dead, but they managed to take off their armor and even their clothing. They were butt-ass naked, and they start running away just like shocked and scared and even embarrassed. This is where, well, Naruto seems to be really scared. Of course, if he uses his voice again, he knows that's gonna bleed. So he doesn't want to try. This is where, well, Estef was actually the first time to ever hear his voice. It's gentle and kind, but at that time it was kind of mostly in a desperate situation. This is where, well, Kyokamasu decides to walk towards Naruto with this what's it called, expression look. It doesn't have any hatred, what's it called, any like anyone, like, it just has this emotional look. This is where Naruto gets ready to grab his mostly scarf again. And of course, this is where, well, the older man was actually putting his hand out. This is where his hand started glowing a very bluish, icy glow. This is where Naruto widened his eyes and realized he's ready to attack. This is where Naruto didn't, see the situation too much because he pulls down his mask and says, blast away. This is where, well, he pushes the older man away, only a couple of feet away from him, like about 10 feet. Of course, Estef was actually almost pushed, and the ice under her actually did break. But of course, it didn't push her all the way. Only pushed her about, 3 inches away from her original spot. This is where, well, Naruto started coughing up blood. His mouth started going into just blood and all that. This is where Naruto he knew that this was actually a problem. The limits of his using his voice and powerful techniques would be actually limited to only be using it at 2 for being an 8-year-old. This is where Naruto falls down to the ground, coughing up blood and all that. This is where, well, Naruto just said, damn it, I need to get out of here. Well, he mostly thought of that in his head. Because, well, first of all, the reason why he needs to get out of here is because he's right now thinking of something in his head, like this drinking bottle. This kind of drinking bottle that is specialized for him a little bit. It's where, well, Naruto doesn't have it on him. And this is where, well, Naruto is hoping that his healing factor will be enough to just heal his, well, mouth, just in case he has to use it a third time. This is where, well, Naruto has this, what's called scarf, still grabbed by his, well, left hand. Yes, because the left hand was the one. The right hand is right now down on the ground. And this is where the older man was very impressed with Naruto being able to push him away 10 inches, even though he did put chakra into his feet. This is where SF widened her eyes. This is something that's actually interesting to her because she did see Naruto use his ability when he was 6 years old. Mostly when at that time he says just go away. This is where, well, he managed to just make the bullies go away into anywhere because it was just limited at that time. It was, well, yes, it was limited and yet limitless at the same time. Go away was a weaker version than blast away or ignite because go away was just a command for them to go somewhere. Blast away and ignite was an actual action, in reality bending to change or just make something appear, mostly create, or push away was an action to blast someone away. But yeah, of course, the word Naruto, he seems really scared. Well, his hands are still shaking, mostly when his right hand's on the ground is shaking, because he's in right now extreme amounts of pain in his mouth. This is where, well, Naruto knows one thing: he didn't pass out this time, because he has used his voice a couple of times when he was training, when he was mostly when he couldn't even see SF or even this clan again when he was 6 years old, because he was kind of forbidden by the older man, mostly the what's it called, Hokage a little bit, and of course, so he decided to just train when he was 7, and 8 years old, and of course only could actually use his voice for 2 times, and what kind of action or command or even creation. But yeah, this is what Naruto, he's right now just bleeding from his mouth. He's still bleeding. And of course, this is where, well, Naruto seems really tired. This is where, well, Naruto hasn't learned any chakra techniques. So of course, he had to design himself and actually learning, well, mostly teach himself, train himself, and everything, and learning curse energy just from the basics. But yeah, he's actually a pretty good prodigy if you think about it. For someone who didn't actually been trained or taught by anyone, he's actually a prodigy on his own case. But yeah, this is where, well, the older man kind of walks towards Naruto again, and this is where Naruto, he's still bleeding from his mouth, but this is where, well, Naruto was about to use blast away again, but this is where, well, the older man says, whoa, Naruto, I'm not here to hurt you. It's where Naruto, he's not falling for that. He heard that so many damn times. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not here to hurt you, kid. I'm not here to hurt you. He keeps getting reminded when he was actually younger. And this is where, well, he gritted his teeth. This is where, well, he started, well, mostly his, well, throat started becoming orangey color, like an orange color started flowing through it. Yes, this is the Kyuubi's power. This is where, well, Naruto gritted his teeth. This is where, well, Naruto's eyes started becoming from a sapphire blue to an orangey color for a second. This is where, well, the older man says, come here for a second. This is where, well, the older man was lifting down his hand. And this is where Naruto, he's not that great in, well, seeing the situation right now, because he's right now terrified, scared, and the fact that he can't use his voice that much unless he wants to cough out more blood. It's the word, well, he doesn't even know he's accidentally using the Kyuubi's power. It's the word, well, the older man was about to lift down his hand and of course just grab Naruto, because he can see Naruto isn't unable to kind of get up. This is what Naruto, he just says, he thinks about the word blast away again. And this is where, well, even if he says it, he knows that it won't push him far away. He needs to get out of here. He realized this. He won't be able to defeat this man either with his voice or even taijutsu, the broken taijutsu he knows about. This is where, well, he says another word, freeze. This is where, well, Naruto, he started coughing up blood again, but this time it wasn't that much blood thanks to the Kyuubi's power kind of healing his throat. This is where, well, the older man freezes, and even as it froze, this is where, well, it's not ice or any ability that's right now freezing them. It's time themselves freezing, well, both of them. This is where Naruto realized that it worked, and this is where he is coughing up blood, but this is where he got his chance and start running away. This is where, well, he sees the doors, mostly the doors that he came from, and just smashes his, well, what's it called, body through it. This is where he lands right now in the kind of front of the compound, and didn't just hesitate. He started getting up and starts running. He didn't care much. He should have listened to the old man. Damn it, he thinks about in his head. This is where, well, he gets towards an alleyway and falls down to the ground, passing out. This is where, well, the older man, he froze for about 5 seconds, but those 5 seconds Naruto had enough time to run away. Thanks to the Kyuubi, he was accidentally putting Kyuubi chakra into his legs, so that's why he was running faster. This is where Naruto was right now on the ground. Right now, he's just too tired. He passes out. He's unconscious now. The older man was shocked, very shocked. Even even without Naruto using the Kyuubi's power, if he used its freeze, it actually would have froze for only 2 seconds. The extra Kyuubi's power was actually giving him an extra 3 seconds. But yeah, of course the older man was shocked for an 8-year-old to be able to freeze him with just a word. This is where, well, he doesn't understand much of Naruto's ability, but this is where, well, he decides to smirk with his grin. This is where Estef unfreezes, but she wasn't that close towards her father. She was at the original spot, but she was a little bit closer to, well, not Naruto. She was like 3 inches off, mostly from the spot that she was at originally. She was actually like 3 feet away from Naruto in the beginning, but now she moved up to 3 feet and 3 inches away. And of course, her father was about feet away from him, from Naruto. And of course, Naruto used his freeze, was able to affect him because he was at the range, perfect range for it to use this. But of course, it didn't affect Esif that much. And of course, she was only frozen for 2 seconds. But when she realized that she could move, because, well, she was still frozen in fear out of what happened to her father. Did he get blasted away? Did he ignite? But of course, saw that he was fine. This is where, well, the older man smiles, grins to himself, saying, "Interesting boy. Interesting indeed." He then snapped his fingers again, and this is where guards appeared. Not the same ones, mostly different. But of course, this is where the old man says, "Go find the boy." This is where he kind of taps his foot on the ground. This is where all of them nodded. There was 12 in total guards. This is where, well, Estef kind of tries to protest against her father and trying to hurt, well, Togo-kun. But at the same time, she doesn't know if she should call him Togo or Naruto. Of course, the word, well, the older man kind of looks at his daughter and just grins a little bit by walking away from her. This is where, well, she was confused, but of course, this is where, well, sorry again. But of course, she tries to tell her father that this was a bad idea. We go into Naruto. Naruto's managing to wake up, but this time it's not outside. He's not in the alleyway that he would have run originally, but he's in a sewage. Was he thrown into the sewage? He now thinks about it. He's walking around. He sees this yellow liquid and all that. He decides to follow the yellow liquid because that's the only thing that he can follow. And he managed to find the cage. This is where, well, so I have a cough drop right now because I was coughing a lot. So yeah, I had to pause for a little bit. But if you can hear my cough drop in my mouth, I'm sorry, but yeah. Or my voice is different, but yeah. But not the point. Let me go back into what. Let me try to go and end it off on a perfect part that I want to end it off. But yeah, sorry about that. I'm still very sick. That or just to drink water. Let me drink water again. Okay, I'm back. So we go into Naruto, seeing this cage right now appear in front of him. This is where he's confused. Why is there a cage here? Is he in the sewers? This is where when he tried to turn back, because yeah, when he tries to see the exit where he came from, mostly the entrance, it was closed off. Mostly thanks to the water being higher now. This is where he turns around and sees a crimson red slick eye into the darkness of that cage. This is where Naruto wanted his eyes. This is where Naruto grabbed his scarf, even though he might not be able to do much, because he's now really low on using his voice. He probably can only use commands or something, but actions or any type of creation or something he has to use in his voice will be impossible. But of course, this is where, well, Naruto, he looks at this fox thing or whatever the hell it is. He doesn't even know it's a fox yet. This is where, well, the darkness decides to move. Mostly the eyes started moving and got closer to the light, because there's right now a blink of light in the ceiling. Of course, this thing moved closer to the cage, and what Naruto saw widened his eyes, scared him to his core. because Naruto at this time doesn't even know about the Kyuubi's existence. It's where, well, the Kyuubi has this kind of evilish grin on his face. Naruto is right now wide in his eyes. The fear that he feels through his body is unbearable to right now stand. It's where Naruto still grabbed his scarf and was about to use his voice again until the thing stops him. Stop, boy. This is where, Naruto stops in an instant from him actually saying any word. It's where Naruto was right now frozen in fear. Nothing that he can do can actually move his body. All the points in his body just froze, even his throat. It's where, Naruto didn't know what to do. Was the Kyuubi in the sewers the whole time? Why was he called a Kyuubi then? This is where Naruto's thinking all of that in his mind. Demon, fox, murderer, just thinking all that. Think of flashbacks and memories of when people call him those things. This is where, he then realized one thing. The Kyuubi is not sealed or thrown in a cage under the sewers of the village, but sealed inside him. This is where, Naruto says, are you sealed inside me? Even though Naruto hasn't heard his voice in a while, even though he uses commands or actions or demonstration, he knows that he doesn't talk much. But this is where, those who, words and sentences that he just talk out loud was actually not used to doing imagination commands or actions. This is where, Fox looks at Naruto, right now grinning, saying, "Oh, you just figured that out. Wow, you're a smart little child, aren't you?" So where, Naruto started trying to get just courage to himself, and this is where, behind him decides to appear Echoes. Echoes Action 1, Act 1. So where, Echoes was right now just floating behind Naruto, and of course, this is where Kurama, he just blows a little bit air in front of Naruto. And of course, Naruto was shocked with the pressure of air. He was actually pushed back near the wall behind him. This is where the wall is mostly a kind of metallic kind of wall and all that. But mostly Echoes was pushed away and dissolved into nothing. But it's not destroyed, it's just going back into Naruto. But yeah. This is where, Naruto says, Who are you? He knows that this is Kurama, or mostly the Kyuubi. He didn't say, "Who are you?" He's just too scared to know what's happening. So where, the older man, or Kurama, smirks to himself and says, "Me? Well, I'm the Kyuubi, of course, brat." Naruto says, "No, your name." This is where, Naruto is trying to get courage into his body, and of course he decides to talk to this fox. And what's his name exactly? Yes, because it's not just Nine Tails, is it? So where, Kurama smirks and says, "Interesting. You're actually curious, and what's my name?" "Fine, kid. The name's Kurama. I am the Nine Tails, the being of destruction." That's where Naruto froze. Hearing the name Kurama, he then nodded slowly. This is where, Naruto say, where am I?" This is where, the fox hears this and says, "Where are you? Your mindscape." "And yes, I am still inside you." Meaning that, who do you think seal means you? This is when Naruto knows the question and knows the answer. The 4 Hokage. This is where, well, Kurama says, correct, my boy. Yes, the 4 Hokage seal me inside you. So, what are you gonna do? This is what, well, Naruto says. This is where Naruto was careful with his words. And this is where Naruto says one word. Well, not one word entirely, multi sentence. I forgive you for all the pain I had. This is where, well, into those last words, mostly the all pain I had, mostly he started crying from his eyes. Because, well, truly Kurama doesn't seem to be a bad person. He might look like it, but it's not really. This is where, well, Kurama was confused. This is where Naruto falls onto his knees. And Naruto says, so what's now? Am I going to die? Kurama looks at Naruto, seeing the tears still falling from Naruto's face. This is where, well, Naruto was confused when the fluffy tail managed to reach him. Of course, where Kurama was right now feeling the pain of how he can't really use his tails to go through the cage unless a lightning shock would go through his body. But it still kind of gets towards Naruto when mostly the fur from Kurama's tail managed to get towards Naruto. It mostly pat him in the head. Not hit him that hard, but of course just pat him. This is where Naruto's confused. This is where Kurama says, kid, from your actions and how stupid you are exactly, but yet at the same time you aren't stupid. You're not dead, brat. I would say that you're unconscious from the fact that you use your Toge, I want to say. The fact that you can use command actions and even creation from your words alone. And the only side effect and curse that you have from that Genkai is the fact you won't speak normally outside. But here in your mindscape, you can speak as normal as you can. No action, no commands, no creation is actually affected through your Genkai in your mindscape. But maybe there's a way for you to control that ability. But maybe you'll find out that later. Listen up, kid. I'm a destruction being. And you don't hate me. It doesn't look like. You don't have a single hatred word towards me. Or fear. Why is that? Why did you stop feeling fear? Naruto stopped crying for a little bit. But of course still crying. Says that a being like you is still inside a boy like me. Probably the worst thing that you feel is pain, hatred towards humanity, towards the 4 Hokage. I hate him also. Probably because you were still inside me. It wasn't your fault to be still inside me. It was the 4 Hokage. Or maybe there's more to the story that I don't know. But I guess that I just don't hate you. You don't seem like a person to just hate people out of just hatred. Out of just being born. That's where Kurama sees the kindness and gentleness of Naruto. That's where, well, Kurama says, that's interesting, kid. You're not dumb. You're smart. This is where, well, Kurama just says, I see indeed. This is where Kurama says, then kid, you're not dead. I was going to lie to you saying that you were dead, but you're not. You're just unconscious. So with that, you can wake up anytime. Just know this, kid. You can probably use your voice for... This is where Kurama says, how about this, kid? You can use your ability for only 4 times now, thanks to my ability. But I'm going to help you, kid. I feel bad, the ability, the fact you can't talk much. But I'm willing to help you control your Kekkei and be able to be stronger than anyone in this village. If you can promise me one thing in the near future. Naruto understands, nodded. When you're about to die, I want you to free me from your body. Naruto understands. Naruto can probably use his voice to probably unseal the binding. And this is where, well, Naruto understands, and this is where, well, Karma says, then I will help you go home. It looks like that person, Kiyomasa or whatever his name was again, is looking for you. So I'll help you get out of the village. Maybe for a couple of days, couple of years. Besides, you were kicked out of the Ninja Academy. So how about it, kid? You train with me, and I will help you to become the strongest. And that's all I want. I don't want my host to be weak. I want it to be strong. So how about it, kid? You want to leave and have a 4-year time training or something like that? Mr. Whitebone? Naruto thinks about it and nodded to himself. This is what, well, Kurama says, then let's do it, kid. This is what, Naruto let Kurama take over his body for a second. And this is what, well, no, back into the real life world, Kurama's eyes open. This slick red eyes from Naruto's, well, people eyes. The Cerulean Sapphire, that happens. Red glowish appear. And this is what, well, Kurama started jumping around the village. And of course, no one can actually sense him because, well, Kurama was very fast and flexible with Naruto's body. Because Naruto did train on his physical a little bit, but yeah. But of course, we go into Naruto and Kurama. Well, go into a 4-year time skip. Yes, Kurama managed to get out of the village, but yeah. This is where we go into a 4-year time skip. Naruto is now 12 years old. The height of, well, 5'5". Of course, this is where, well, yeah, the height of 5'5". This is where his hair is still spiky enough and doesn't look like, what's it called? Like Togo's Boca and all that. Or whatever that looks like, but yeah. But of course, well, Naruto has the scarf still. And this scarf is like purplish instead. But yeah. This is where, well, he also managed to unlock Echoes 3. This is where, well, Naruto, he also, well, his hair is kind of longish, whitish like this, so I guess you can say it like this. This is where, well, Naruto has a black reddish jacket, and yeah, this is where he's getting back to the village after 4 years. Naruto says, it's been 4 years in this village. Well, time to see the old man. Naruto disappear in a body flicker. This is where, well, it's a fiery body flicker. But of course, this is where he appears back into the village. Right now, doing body flickers and dodging every person that he just sees. Just because he doesn't want to be bothered by villagers. Just because he doesn't really want to be bothered with anyone. But of course, we go into, well, Hiruzen's office. Hiruzen is right now having a kind of meeting with 2 people. Yeah, 2 people. These 2 people is, well, not 2 people entirely. There's some other people there, but yeah. Well, there's 3 people that are important right now sitting in front of him. An older man with bluish hair and bluish beard. Of course, this person has, well, a striped white suit and all that. Well, mostly blue and striped whites, like white stripes going down vertical. And of course has a black, mostly pants, but yeah. Next to him, it's a man that's right now wearing kind of a black kimono and all that. And of course, having this kind of like, what's it called? Just black hat on him. This is where he has reddish crimson eyes on his, well, mostly from his eyes. And next to him is a person with, well, a lightish, kind of like aqua blue eyes, reddish hair, like reddish crimson hair. And of course, well, this person, it was wearing what's called a suit, also similar towards, well, the Ice Clan user. Mostly the leader. But of course, this is where, well, it's actually Crimson Red, kind of blood style a little bit, but yeah. Hiruzen was just having a meeting with the Ice Clan, the Blood Clan, and Darkness Clan. Yes, it worked well. Their heirs were kind of sitting next to them, mostly their heiresses, because yes, they have heiresses. Yes, it worked well. The Ice Clan, let me just remember. Kyokatsu, that was his name. Well, mostly his first name is Kyokatsu. Frosto is actually, well, their last name, because it's actually an Ice Clan, and it's just Frost. So yeah, next to him is actually Esther, being 12 years old. And of course, it worked well. She is kind of having this emotionless look mostly. It's worked well. In the middle is mostly the guy from the Darkness Clan. The Darkness Clan user, his name is Karasu. And of course, he does have reddish eyes. Well, not reddish, crimson eyes. It's actually orange. It's a lightish orange and all that. But next to him is his daughter, Raven, who has red crimson eyes. Of course, this is where she looks also kind of emotionless and doesn't really care about being here anyway. This is where, well, the Blood Clan is, well, mostly the Blood Clan leader is his name, I'm gonna just say his name is Kenpachi. And no, this person does not have what's called. He's not the reincarnation Kenpachi, but yeah. No, not like Kenpachi from Bleach. So, his name is just Kenpachi. But next to him is, well, his daughter named Saraki Kenpachi. Not Kenpachi, no. Kensaki, but yeah. Does it work? Well, she is looking somewhere else just because she doesn't really want to pay attention that much, but yeah. Does it work? Well, Hiruzen understands, and what is happening here is mostly they want to kind of put their heiresses in, well, the kind of, well, they were thinking of doing this, but yeah, to put them on a team together so they would be all together because they know each other mostly, but yeah. Because the tuning, well, mostly not tuning, the getting test is about to start in a later week, but yeah. And of course, this is where Hiruzen is thinking to put all them together, but yeah. This is where, well, he's nodding, understanding, and all that. But this is where a person appears right next to Hiruzen. And this is where, before this person even gets to kind of like touch Hiruzen or anything, almost appears. And this is where they try to attack this person. This person lifts down his mask, or mostly scarf, and say freeze. This is where all the almost freezes in an instant, unable to even touch this person. This person just grins with these sharp teeth, saying, bleh. He right now just sticked out his tongue, and of course it has a symbol, but the symbol is a little bit more advanced than, well, Togo's, because, well, it's kind of like a seal that Naruto put on there, so it can lessen the effects of, well, what's it called, the kind of bleeding out from his mouth, but yeah. This is where, well, not today, yeah. Oh, that was interesting. This is where Hiruzen turns around and tries to hit this person in the face. But this is where, well, Naruto says, stop. This is where he stops Hiruzen from actually moving. Mostly stopping, well, Hiruzen while freezing the others because they won't be able to move that much. This is where Naruto says, what's wrong with you, old man? Why are you attacking me? Yeah. I know it's been 4 years, but is that really that, how should I say, well, long for you to forget me? Forget my name? Forget everything? Is that really so bad? This is where Naruto is kind of just kind of grinning at Hiruzen with his sharp teeth, and of course his eyes are no longer sapphire, but are not red. They actually are a very beautiful amethyst purple. Yes, because it's kind of a fusion with Kurama's power. So of course, yeah, this is where, well, Naruto just says, so, what are you doing, old man? He looks at the table, seeing the clan kid being there, blah, blah, blah. He's just saying, whatever, paper, form, whatever. Naruto's just sitting down on Hiruzen's chair, putting his legs on the table, and of course he's looking through the drawers, and this is where he finds Make Out Paradise, the book. He doesn't care. He's not really caring about looking at any of this. He finds the actual papers that he wanted to find, and that is, well, his family's history, meaning Minato and Kushina's Uzumaki and Namikaze's history, and noticing that his name is also there, Naruto Uzumaki. Of course, where he writes on the Uzumaki, the last name, Namikaze. This is where, well, He also writes one more word on there, and that is called, well, Inumaki. He kind of writes the last name Inumaki because, yeah, it's what, well, Naruto's saying, here, old man, it's not that hard for you to kind of, like, well, forget to put all three last names that are right here. This is what, well, Horusen winds his eyes. He's still stopped. He's not attacking Naruto, but he's just shocked to believe this is Naruto. But this is where, well, Naruto says, oh, well, should be going, right? Should be going to my family's compound. You know, the one with the Namikaze and Uzumaki together, right? This is where, well, Naruto says, well, whatever. Thanks for the key anyway. This is where, well, Naruto opens the window and just jumps out of it. Doing a what's called fate, mostly the jump of fate, mostly Assassin's Creed, but yeah, style, and does a body flicker before landing down the ground. He's now at the compound of the Uzumaki Namikaze. This is where he opens it. He does use his blood, and of course he's able to walk in. But yeah, Naruto sits down on the couch and just sits there and waits. Right now, grinning like a madman. But for right now, I will have to leave it off here for part 2 of What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of Toge Inumaki. Part 2. Part 2 will be when I'm not sick that much. But yeah, I think I used my voice way too much. Now I'm kind of really hurt my throat. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato sleep, potato night. And yeah, bye.